All right, guys, here on Bravo Hot Tea, you guys know I normally talk about the Real Housewives, fun stuff, tea that's going on in, the real world, recaps of the shows and whatnot. But there is a plague that has taken over. I would say is taking over. However, it's already happened, so has taken over, and that is Ozempic. Now, we have seen plenty of women change from season to season. And what is that? Well, it's Ozempic. Now, this is not the typical conversation I have on this channel, but from time to time, I think it is important to acknowledge some of the more serious issues that is going on with our housewives and just overall in the real world. So, with that said, subscribe, turn on the notifications, do all that fun stuff for this page, and let's get to it. All right, so The Real Housewives of Ozempic. I know it has a funny ring to it, but in all seriousness, I want to talk about Meghan McCain. This whole Housewives Ozempic, this has been on my mind for a while, but more recently I was watching an episode of Meghan McCain's new podcast, and she was talking about how it doesn't matter where she goes. She was on Watch What Happens Live recently with Andy Cohen, and it doesn't matter where she goes, what interesting political, non-political topics she talks about. The conversation is always, or the comments are always around her weight. Now, in Meghan McCain's case, based on the podcast episode that I watched, she is confident in herself, her life, and just the fact that she wants to enjoy life. She doesn't want to take shots every day to lose weight. And you know what? Good for her. That's completely okay. This is a woman who, even though she sees these awful comments on, I'm assuming, a day to day basis, she doesn't feel the need to give in to this Ozempic craze slash plague that has taken over society and our dearest housewives. In terms of the Housewives franchises on right now, it's really just Real Housewives of New Jersey. And prior to the newest season of New Jersey airing, we had some of the ladies do um, talk shows, basically go on different talk shows, different podcasts, and whatnot, basically to just, get the hype going for the new season. And on Sherry Shepherd's show, we had Margaret and Dolores from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, what I appreciate about Margaret and Dolores, these two women are quite forthcoming of using Ozempic, semaglutide, whatever these peptides, whatever they're called. At the end of the day, these are shots meant for diabetes patients. However, as a side effect, you can also lose weight. And because of that, all these people that are non diabetic have jumped on the Ozempic semaglutide train. Now, when these two women were on Sherry Shepherd's show, like I said, they're quite forthcoming. Dolores will openly tell you what she had done. Heck, Dolores will even tell you which doctor, where they're located, go to this person. I had this done with this doctor. I had my butt done with that doctor. I got Ozempic arms now. They literally talk about it. And I don't know how to say this. Ozempic arms is not a cute look. It's like if you are someone who has bathed pretty much all your life, you're older now, and then you have leathery skin, that plus loss of muscle. And as it is, as we get older, we lose muscle and it's just harder to build muscle. So, yeah, you can be skinny, but there is a certain Ozempic look. It's this gaunt look. It's not cute. You will be skinny, but you are going to lose volume in the right places. We, of course, have our girl Erica from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, in Erica's case, I understand that she did go back to performing, and performing is no joke. Kind of like Dancing with the Stars. You are pretty much doing a workout for like at least 6 hours a day. It's like nonstop. So in a way, I could kind of understand why Erica was losing so much weight, all that, getting ready, prepping for a show. In Erica's case, she does look good if she's using it or not. I can't recall if she's mentioned it, but let's be real, it is a drastic change. And then we also have Kyle from Beverly Hills. Now, in Kyle's case, she said that she's been sober for over a year. She's really leaned into working out. Now, the thing with Kyle was never, a woman who was considered obese. Nothing, not even close to it. But if she felt the need to not drink, that's great. If she felt the need to work out and rev up her training, that's amazing. Um, But did she get a little help? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, because not all the housewives are going to be so forthcoming like Margaret and Dolores. We have Emily Simpson from Real Housewives of Orange County. What I appreciate about Emily, she has also been quite open. She said that she used Ozempic, semaglutide, one of those for, I don't know, like 1 or 2 weeks. And it did, maybe it wasn't 1 or 2 weeks, but she started using it and it helped kickstart her weight loss journey. She was not a fan of it. She didn't feel good taking it. So then she stopped using one of those products. And then we see Emily working her butt off at the gym. And I'm going to assume she's also eating right. So good for Emily for being so open about it and taking us on her journey to whatever her weight loss fitness goals are. Look, I'm addressing a myriad of housewives that we know of where the changes are quite apparent. And these are just the ones off the top of my head. I'm sure there's, a number of women more than the ones I'm covering here today. This is just a video to, you know, get the conversation going or extend the conversation or keep something in the back of our heads while we watch these wonderful women on our TV screens entertain us. But at the end of the day, their weight loss journey, goals, whether it's done in a healthy manner or not, this is their real life. Now we have Heather Gay from Salt Lake City. Heather Gay, pretty women, but clearly she has an interesting relationship with her weight. There's been some images of Heather coming out since the filming of last season where we see her on social media and we're just like, wait, who is that? Is that Heather? Heather, it seems like maybe she's done some work to her face. However, what happened to the rest of her body? Where did the other parts of Heather go? So, Heather is another one where it does seem like she potentially used something. She went from a perfectly normal looking woman to half of what we know Heather to be. We have Jackie Goldschneider from Jersey, who, of course, had been so open about her ED, her, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it here, but anyways, ED. And she was very open about it. And her husband was so supportive about her eating journey, her relationship with her her weight. And now we see Jackie looking healthy, happy. She also has a book out. Her take on Ozempic, it's that, yeah, women have always had a not so great relationship with their weight. We've always wanted to, lose a couple extra pounds. That's fine. That's understandable. But taking a drug that's for diabetes patients, that's where, she kind of like draws the line and has an issue with this drug. We also have Jen Fessler from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Pretty much the entire cast of New Jersey is looking extremely thin. I'm gonna actually take out Melissa because I feel like she's always been quite lean, and I'm not gonna include any of the new girls because we don't know them for that long, with the exception of Jen Fessler. Jen Fessler, she came on not the season that's currently airing, but the season prior to. She looked perfectly fine. Like she looked fine. She's not big at all. She didn't look obese, nothing like that. But the glow up that this woman has had, I I think she's been fairly forthcoming about all the work she's had done. But on top of that, she's not like when Andy asked her about if you're taking Ozempic, it was something to that extent. She's basically her whole thing is, hey, if it works, she's going to do it if it works. So that's her outlook on getting work done or using what you need to use to look a certain way. And honestly, the drastic changes we're seeing in these housewives, it's like we see them on a season and then, there's like break and then they come back doing promos for the show, or we see them on social media after a couple months and we're just like, whoa, who is that? And for regular women, for regular girls, it does make you think like, oh my god, should I take this stuff? Like, do I want to lose 10 pounds in this manner? Right, like it makes you think. Now with Jen Fessler, I think she looks great. I don't think she needs to do any more work. She looks great. That's all I have to say on Jen Fessler. All right. So Heather McDonald, who has her podcast Juicy Scoop, she's like honestly one of my faves. I've been watching her content, her pop culture based show for a while. Something that Heather McDonald talks about is, and based on her the age demographic she's part of, she has a lot of like mom friends, and she talks about just like regular women, regular mom friends who maybe are like, I don't know, like a size 6 or a size 8. Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly normal size. But these women now want to be a size 2, and they can because of these drugs that are available to the masses if you have the means. And before it was, we had those crazy shows where they would take obese people who are, I don't even know, like 400 pounds, and then they would lose weight, but then they would like gain the weight back, which was like kind of insane. Anyways, in Heather's case, she points out that now these completely regular looking moms, people, whatever, they can also be super skinny. And now the super skinny people, or the people who are naturally super skinny, are getting kind of mad. Like, hey, this was our thing. And now you guys who were just like normal, like average, are also super skinny now. So I don't know. I just thought that's like kind of funny, like Heather's take on it. But she does bring up a good point. Now everyone's getting skinny. Now nobody has nothing to themselves. Everyone's going to look like a lollipop, basically. I do want to bring up Jackie again because another thing she said is like people lose weight, but then they gain it back. And with these drugs, yes, you're going to lose a lot of weight, but how long can you do this for? At the end of the day, this isn't like a get rich quick scheme. This is a journey for life. And Ozempic, I don't know how long these drugs have been available for, but I'm not in the medical field, but just like looking into all this, don't you just have to increase your dosage, or do you like up your dosage? I don't know, lower your dosage, stay at a certain level, up your dosage. And also, doesn't it harm you in other ways? Like, isn't it hard on your liver? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. If you guys have more information, please let me know and let us all know in the comments. But basically, I agree with Jackie. I don't understand how this is a long-term solution for weight loss. And let's say you are someone that has lost an incredible amount of weight thanks to Ozempic, semaglutide, basically these um, diabetes drugs that people are now using for weight loss. What's the plan here? Are you going to use this for the rest of your life, even if you have the means? fine, you have the means for it. So what happens now? You're just gonna like shoot yourself every day with these drugs for the rest of your life? Is is that what it's gonna be? You're not gonna enjoy food. You're not gonna what, you're gonna go to dinner and you're just gonna eat like a piece of lettuce? I don't mean to offend anyone, but I genuinely want to know what is the plan here. Also, guys, when I watch American channels, the amount of drugs that is pushed to you guys is insane. I'm in Canada, I'm not in the States. We have different regulations here. When I watch Canadian television, um, our commercials, I just find they're talking to us. Whereas when I'm watching American channels like Bravo, I find that the commercials are talking at us, and every third commercial is a TV star, movie star, a sports player, I don't know, a Hall of Famer on some, I don't know, cereal ad, some always pushing product. And what I have noticed is even on Canadian commercials now, I'm starting to see ads for Ozempic, semaglutide, basically, these type of drugs. In my personal view, I've normally just seen like, I don't know, like Advil, Tylenol, cough syrup, cold medication, seasonal allergies, this sort of over the counter medication. But the fact that I'm seeing commercials on drugs where you have to go to your doctor and ask for it, it is it is a little puzzling to me. This is not typical for us here in Canada. Our regulations are a little bit different when it comes to food and drugs. So this is a serious issue. This is a plague taking over society, and not just our housewives. At the end of the day, these women are on our screens, yes, to entertain us, but it is a little puzzling when they become wafer thin overnight. And as long as they are doing it in a healthy manner, that's all that is important. But to us, the viewers, I think we do need to be mindful watching these women. And I feel like I have a lot to say, and I also don't want to say any more. This is a good, conversation piece. I'm sure it's all in the back of our heads when we see these women on our screens. Guys, I don't typically, cover this sort of material on this page. It's more fun, light entertainment here. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you want to see more of my content, Bravo Hot Tea here on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Take care. Ciao.